What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TBT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TBT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys. This is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TBT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Greetings and welcome. This, you careful if you clap because you'll end up getting like some kind of weird thing on your screen.
I will clap for us.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm sure you feel better now. Welcome. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. I'm TBT. That guy over there is Ace. This is episode 72, which is right before 73 and after 71. Big episode last week. If you haven't watched yet or listened, Sammy Lee from Red Rain was on. What a good show.
Sammy was great. He was great.
Yeah, it was fun. Full of information.
It was just like talking to you. He'd fit in on this podcast perfectly.
Well, there's no room to put him on the logo, so
no,
can't do that.
And we talk about Van Halen the whole time. So
yeah, and really, I don't want to split. I don't want to split the proceeds 33, 33, 33. When they're 50-50 right now.
Yeah, all that money.
All that. We're rolling in it. Say hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, chat. Nobody said a dang thing yet. You know what?
What?
Natalie's not here.
Where would she be?
Not here. Not there.
I've not heard from her in a few days. I'm getting concerned.
Hello, Ashley, the first one to say something. Good to see you. Hope you had a fantastic day at work. I think she had parent-teacher conference or something, because she's got what are those called, kids?
Little kids, yeah, that do things like school.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, Shannon.
Ashley was also waiting for Natalie's welcome. I guess that means Natalie will have to do her. She's not going to do a welcome when she comes in. She's going to be like, sorry, I'm late for our podcast. That's what she sounds like if anybody ever hears her instead of just listening to her. I've been a bachelor all day.
Is that possible? Just for the day?
Yeah, just for the day. Going on 13 hours now.
Did someone run away?
No. I don't think so. Hi, Lou. Good to see you. No,
Would
today.
She tell you if she ran away?
What?
Would she tell you if she ran away?
Yeah. Simply because I make good adult beverages.
True.
And I'm pretty sure those would have to go with her. Or at least recipes. No, today is Tuesday, November 7th. That's when we're doing this live.
Right.
It's Election Day.
It is?
Yeah, you were supposed to be excited.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, me neither. Oh, look. Mama TBT is in.
All right.
Yeah, it's Election Day.
Not much electing to do. It's a bit of an off year.
Yes. Next year will be the big one for, national and a lot of more notable offices that we would pay attention to. But yeah, so because of the wife's employment, She was involved with Election Day since.
Because a lobbyist.
Correct. No. 6 o'clock this morning is when she had to be at work.
Right.
It is now 7:05 in the PMs. And yeah, I'm still here. I did not burn a house down.
Okay.
I did not burn any food. I did leave my candle lit all night last night, which that really doesn't count. So whatever. I didn't drown anybody. The dogs are all still here, I think. So yeah, it was a very productive day.
You know, I mean, it's bad when we have to go through the list of what you didn't do.
Oh yeah.
You know, not what you actually accomplished, but what you didn't tear up, burn up, blow up, kill.
Oh, I never said I didn't blow anything up.
Oh, right.
That's a different episode. No, I cleaned the garage. I did some dishes. You know, I did some husband type stuff. And yeah. So there it was. That was my election day. Back to work tomorrow. And yeah. Work a couple days and then have another day off.
I worked on the pool.
Nice.
We are still in the process of closing the pool. And this has been
hang the sign.
Hang the sign?
Hang the sign.
Closed?
Yeah. Then it's done. It's closed.
It's not that simple.
Well, I know.
Here in Indiana, of course, we have relatively, I don't care what anyone says, relatively mild winters.
Correct.
Compared to Minnesota or the Dakotas or whatever.
Or our neighbors up north in Canada.
Right. So we left the pool open last year. We've had many failures with the pool coverings and things always get in the pool, and it's always a pain to clean it out with leaves and limbs and all these problems. So last year we said, screw it, we're not doing anything. And we did nothing except get all the leaves out.
Right.
And we left it running. And the effect of leaving it running was all the leaves went into the skimmer. It did the work for me. So you just have to go out there a couple times a day, dump the bucket, you're good to go. So I thought we were doing that again this year, but we are not.
Because you thought.
Right. And it's not my job to think, it's my job to do.
Yeah.
So, so we drained it. And then we realized that we needed chemicals and things that we didn't have.
Why do you need chemicals if you drained it?
Well, you have to put like winterizing chemicals.
But you drained it.
But not totally.
Oh.
You only drain it like halfway.
Oh.
You leave a little water in there, and you got to put like bus antifreeze in there or something to.
Right.
Only in a pool form.
Correct.
You know, pool safe.
Pool antifreeze.
Right. Right. And it's twice as expensive because it's for a pool.
Of course it is.
We had none of that, so we had to order it. So then we ended up today with the accumulation of leaves and such, just filling it back up and doing what we did last year, which is turn the pump back on, let the skimmer do all the work, get those leaves out of there, and then we'll finish the job, so to speak.
You'll have to drain it again.
Halfway.
Right.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, we've only had a pool here 13 years. I mean,
yeah,
we're still learning.
You're almost to the point of knowing what to do.
Almost. We're not quite. We're YouTubing a lot of it.
Oh, that's what YouTube's for.
Yeah, there's some really good guys out there that know what they're doing.
Yeah, I have had to do the same thing for the hot tub. Had to drain it.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it doesn't have a drain. I mean, you don't just, pull the stopper like you do a bathtub.
Drain it now? Now's the time to use a hot tub.
Oh, no. I changed the water out.
Gotcha.
So, you got to drain it, get your chemicals going, fill it, then get your chemicals going. Same thing, But I was like, well, what step? Do I add the ammonia first or do I add the bleach first? I didn't know. You know who did? YouTube. Yeah. It was easy.
Yeah, there's a Canadian YouTuber that does a lot of DIY that we subscribe to.
Canadian pools are different.
No, this guy's got the same type of pool we do. It's in ground. It's
Oh, he
great.
must have imported it, eh?
He did. Okay. So from Italy, where the in-ground pools are made.
Right. Speaking of
So
in-ground pools, where's Kathy?
I don't know. It is Tuesday. She would be at work, so she's probably finishing up.
This is the
work.
problem. We've been Wednesdays for like the past 2 or 3 weeks, and now we've just sprung it on everybody. Here we are Tuesday.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, this ain't right. It's not Wednesday."
Exactly. Or at least the ones that are in the chat, they knew. That's probably because they got an alert or because I texted them and said, don't forget.
Please watch.
A couple things from last week that we didn't get to mention, because we did have Mr. Lee on. We live in Indiana, and Kathy's here. Yep.
Hey, Kathy.
We live in Indiana, and we had basically what I would consider a national tragedy.
We did?
We did. The death of Robert Montgomery Knight.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. That's a big event.
It is.
Historically, Knight is got to be one of the top 3 college basketball coaches ever.
I would put him there.
Wooden, Knight, and Krzyzewski. Would that be right?
Sure.
I don't know if I'm no expert by any means, so if I'm missing someone, tell me. But
yep, nope, nobody said anything, so we're sticking with those.
Well, Wes would be the expert on that. He's not in there yet.
Yeah, but yeah, big thing. I mean, that was huge. I remember texting to my kids, and they were all like, "Haha," laughing. Hey, I shouldn't joke like that. Wasn't a joke.
Now, though, we get to see if we actually do bury him upside down.
Right, because that's what he requested
many times.
Many years ago.
So. I mean, I don't know if they'll actually do it, but I think they should.
Yeah, but I think he made amends.
With who?
Indiana University.
Well, yeah, I mean, he
and most of his critics.
He is Indiana basketball, and I think
yeah,
as you get older, I think you soften a bit on certain things. It's more important that relationships are more important, than being right or at odds or anything like that. That's Sammy Hagar has talked about this a lot as he gets older, wanting to extend the olive leaf to people, and olive branch, excuse me.
Or the leaf, maybe not the entire tree. Here's a leaf.
Whatever you can grab, right? That's why he was always trying to make amends with Eddie, and they finally did before Eddie passed.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, his legacy is IU basketball. It's not Texas Tech. It's not Army or anything like that.
No.
So I think he even moved back to Bloomington. He's been at games occasionally. He's been around a bit. So it's where he belongs,
Exactly. Yeah. Now we will see if Indiana University does the right thing, my opinion, and does one of two things. Either names the court,
right,
Bobby Knight Court, because I don't think they could do Assembly Hall, because that's whatever it is, Simon Scott Assembly Hall. That's named after the person that donated the money.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they should do, I would love to see it become Knight Hall, but, I'll take Knight Court because that'd be funny. Welcome to Knight Court.
Change
the whatever the guy is, the mascot, change it to Bull, who we also lost recently.
Bobby Knight Court would be better. You could have Assembly Hall, Bobby Knight Court. I think that would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he would care one way or the other about the accolades, but
no,
certainly deserves them.
But historians and fans of Indiana basketball, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, you could see his impact on everybody. I mean, look at that school that's up north, who I don't talk about. They even did a moment of silence
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's a huge rivalry for Indiana. So it was good to see. Sad that it had to happen, but you know it is what it is. But
So,
you talk about making amends. Um, this kind of plays into a story that we'll talk about here shortly, and that's
real quick,
yeah,
my mother, her birthday was the 2nd, and Bobby Knight died right in there. What, the 1st or something?
somewhere around there.
I called her to wish her a happy birthday, and after I said "Happy birthday, Mom," I reminded her that she outlived Bobby Knight. So, there you go. Just want her to know that.
Her birthday's the 4th.
Hers is the 2nd.
2nd. Yep,
She will
she got
never
it.
let you forget.
She got it by a day.
Yeah, she won't let you forget it either.
I just got a text.
Did you?
I will not be a bachelor in about 15 minutes.
Oh, great. Thank
Yeah,
God.
apparently she did not run away. She is coming home. Yeah. So
you were going into a story that I interrupted.
Oh, no, you're fine. This was actually something that we were going to talk about at some point this evening, but you talk about making amends and getting back together, if you will. And of course, that's a big thing in music these days, our original members. And it's recently come out that Richie Sambora is ready to jump back into Bon Jovi.
Yeah, he has been talking about this for a while, and
Right.
it keeps coming up occasionally. I don't know what has to happen to make this happen. I think it should happen. He's saying it's time to do it, and that there's talking. This is from Blabbermouth. There's talking taking place about his possible return to the band. I don't know, why would it be so hard. I mean, I know he left under some rough circumstances a bit, but as far as just wanting to be out and being out. But I mean, this is the guy that helped write all those hits. That he helped write them all. He helped build that whole legacy. So I don't see why it would be so hard.
It's probably got a lot to do with part of why he left. He will admit he admittedly went through some, I think, drug and alcohol issues. And he's only been gone for what, 10 years? A decade?
Gosh, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I'll say this openly, John Bon Jovi is slowly losing his voice. So,
yeah, well, we talked about that here on this show early on.
Yeah, it's time. It's absolutely time. This is what, coming up on their 40th anniversary.
Right, and there's a documentary that they're doing also. Richie has talked about that in this article. It's being done about the band and stuff that I've participated in, and people want to come and see us play and make everyone happy. That's what he wants. So here's the thing: do you tour, or do you just make a record? What do you do? Do you do both? Do you do a brief tour, hoping that your voice holds up?
I don't know if, and I hate to say it, I don't know if they'd be able to record anything.
You can do a lot in the studio.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Ozzy, right behind me, is patient number 9, and he struggled for years vocally, but in the studio they can work that out.
Right.
And I'm not even talking about auto tune. I'm just talking about drop ins and things like that, where they build the song up.
Sure.
So,
one of the quotes from Richie, he says, "I don't know when John's going to get his voice together, or when the Bon Jovi reunion is, but we have to get out there and do it for the fans. Really, I feel a second obligation. So it may not be an album, it may not be a tour, it could be some one-off appearances."
Well, right, and maybe that's the holdup. Maybe that's the holdup. Not Richie, but the fact that John is trying to get his act together with his voice and finding out what he needs to do.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, he fractured a larynx.
Exactly, because that's going around.
Yeah, it's going around. We haven't heard really what the deal is, other than he's older, and those songs are hard. Bon Jovi songs are hard to sing, so. And I haven't heard Richie sing in a while, so I don't know even if he can sing.
Yeah.
There was a time. there was a time I thought that he was better during "Stranger in This Town" when it came out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what it was, I was hearing I was hearing him for the first time by himself, and it was fresh and new and all that. But I played it over and over to death, thinking that he's better. I like him better. So
In 88, 87, 89, maybe, I don't remember when it was, when him and John were on the MTV Music Video Awards.
yeah, and they did
And
"Wanted Dead or Alive" acoustically.
holy crap!
Oh yeah, yeah. If whoever's not seen that out there listening to us, go to YouTube, check it out. It's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
You're not going to get the HD version. You're not there to watch it. Just listen to it.
Yeah.
That is still one of my all-time favorite performances from the Video Music Awards, back when MTV played videos.
Right. They still have the VMAs, correct?
Supposedly, but I didn't know they were for videos.
I don't know what they're for. I don't pay attention, but they have VMAs.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, we had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction over the weekend, didn't we?
We had a music induction.
What?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't really know if anybody was rock. The 2023 inductees.
Yeah, here they are. Kate Bush. That's rock, right?
Ish.
Sheryl Crow kind of rocks, right?
Yeah. Oh, look who made it into the chat.
Oh, there
Natalie,
she is.
everybody is asking where your welcome is, so please get that out of the way and do your spiel. Sheryl Crow, correct. Well,
Missy Elliott, George Michael.
well, hold on. Slow down.
I will slow down.
Not rock and roll. Either one of them, Missy Elliott or George Michael.
No.
Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Not rock and roll.
But we had Dolly last year, and so now we have to do this.
Why do we continue to call this the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I will say, in defense of Willie Nelson, I will say that he probably influenced quite a few people in the rock realm, one way or the other. I'm not saying he's a rocker by any means, but I think there was some outlaw influence in what he did.
Okay, I can go along with the influencer thing.
Yeah, maybe you could hang your hat on that.
Yeah, I don't know of any metal or rock band who has listed Missy Elliott as an influence. If anybody knows of one, please let me know.
Who's DJ Kool Herc?
I haven't got there yet. I got to Rage and I got to the Spinners.
Yeah. So we got Rage Against the Machine finally, which is surprising because Tom Morello's on the board.
DJ Kool Herc, by golly, is one of hip hop's founding fathers. His innovation and experimentation created the blueprint for hip hop and set the stage for future artists and DJs to build upon.
Okay, but I never heard of him. Why am I getting a thumbs up? Why is that thumbs up coming up?
Because when you crossed your arms, you did this. See? Because I got it on mine. Yeah. DJ Kool Herc. Don't know.
Okay, Link Ray. Link Ray was the original punk, the inventor of the power chord. I don't know how you trace that back, but he invented it. And the architect of a sound that laid the foundation for metal, punk, and okay, so now we're with the influencer thing.
Sure. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan?
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Yeah, she feels for you.
Yeah. I think I love you.
Al Cooper, not Alice.
No, that's his older brother, Al. But he's collaborated with the biggest names in rock and roll.
Now, here's something interesting. Bernie Taupin. Well, here's the thing. He's the collaborator. He's the songwriter behind Elton John. He helped write a string of hits. I mean, do songwriters get in now?
Obviously.
There is a Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Right. I don't know.
Don Cornelius.
Again.
Wasn't he involved in the Soul Train?
Yeah.
Okay.
R&B and dance and hip hop, not rock and roll.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
hold on.
your
Let's drop down a little bit. Performer category was Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, George Michael, Willie Nelson, Rage, and the Spinners. Musical Influence Award, DJ Kool Herc and Link Ray. Musical Excellence Award, Al Cooper, Bernie Taupin, and Shaka Khan. And then Don Cornelius got some award.
the Ahmet Ertegun
Erdogan? Yeah, I don't know.
Award.
That's why I just said some award.
So, which way did Priest get in? Was it the Musical Excellence Award?
You know what? I don't know.
I can't remember, but it was one of these back doors. Because that's what we had to do.
So that that Ahmet Erdogan Award is given to non-performing industry professionals who, through their dedicated belief and support of artists and their music, have had a major influence on the creative development and growth of rock and roll and music that has impacted youth culture. Irving Azoff was a 2020 inductee.
Okay, so this is a new one?
No. I mean, this goes back. Dick Clark was the 1993 recipient. Clive Davis, 2000.
Because I was going to mention, it'd be cool if Casey Kasem got that.
David Geffen, 2010. So, yeah, I mean, it's been there. I don't know. I would have complained about half of these, too. Quincy Jones, 2012, I think. 13. So, yeah, there's been a whole host of others. A bunch of people that...
So that's not a new award.
No. I mean, I'm looking... Here's 89, Phil Spector.
I just... and the Kate Bush thing, maybe it's deserved, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I just find that funny that Stranger Things kind of repopulizes her again, and now she's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Speaking I'm not even sure. I grew up... Do what?
I said, speaking of Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can continue with your Kate Bush story.
I was just going to say, I grew up in that era, and I barely remember Kate Bush. So...
Yeah. I had forgotten about her until Stranger Things.
There you go.
But speaking of Stranger Things, that brings us right up to Metallica. Guess what? They're in the record books again.
How so?
They have set the attendance record for St. Louis's Dome at America's Center. Two-night event. I think it was a Saturday and Sunday. Over 100,000 tickets were sold. Yeah. Do you know how much those tickets are?
No.
Me neither. But that's a lot of money. November 3rd and Saturday, November 5th. The band's two headlining concerts brought in 100,000 attendees, the highest ever attendance in that venue. Friday's show was Metallica's M72 featuring Pantera and Mammoth, while Sunday's gig included Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. So 100,000 tickets.
That's a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
This tour that they're on has to be killing it.
It is.
They're offering Pantera out there. They're offering Mammoth, and who is great. If you don't know Wolfgang's band, you need to.
Right. Oh, yeah. I was actually just listening to that the other day. I'm going to look up real quick top earning summer concert tours of 2023. I want to see who's 1 and 2, really. Because I think I know who 1 and 2 are. I am wrong. I am really wrong.
For that venue or?
Just in general.
Okay.
I am super wrong, apparently. Number 1, of course, is T-Swizzle.
Well, we would have guessed that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally would have guessed that. But I was thinking, really, that I honestly figured that Metallica would be close to being like number 2. They've been on tour all year, haven't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
And they're going into next year.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and at the time the tickets went on sale, they weren't that terribly expensive.
No.
I think we looked. Me and my family looked into Soldier Field tickets.
Okay.
And they weren't exorbitant. I think they were under $100 a piece. I think.
Oh, that's not bad
for 2 nights. Now now with the after. Yeah, please.
What?
Balloons now.
What did you do to get balloons?
I hold up 2 fingers. I get balloons.
It's so weird. I just held them up and I get nothing.
So, regardless,
yes,
Metallica is doing very well with the tour, and you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. I'm sure the after sale market, the secondary market's also ruining the ticket prices, but I haven't looked lately.
Well, and that leads us to another segment.
Exactly.
Which, real quick before we jump into that, August 6th of this year, an article came out that stated Metallica has now sold more tickets than Beyonce and Taylor Swift combined. So they're doing it. Their Worldwide tour, for instance, launched in 2016, was one of the highest grossing tours in history, grossing over $450 million and attracting over 5 million attendees. By its conclusion in 2019. So that was like a 3-year tour. Based on the data, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is from 1980 through present, or as of August. Metallica have sold 19,468,173 tickets at a gross value of 1.2 billion with a B. Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is at 17 at 924 billion with just over 9.5 million tickets sold. Again, that was as of August. We're now in November, and I'm sure she has doubled that.
Well, she's not even back touring yet, is she? She's getting ready to, I think.
I think she's getting ready to.
Right, because she's got a lot of football to watch.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. But anyway, you were talking about the ticket prices not being that much for Metallica that you were looking at. We had a big announcement this week of an upcoming tour, a huge summer tour for 2024. And that is the Summer of 99 and Summer of 99 and Beyond festival cruises that were held in April and May. They're now going to continue with 40 dates in 2024, and that is Creed.
Right. Those cruises did really, really well. So, yeah, that spurred this response to, hey, we're going to do a tour. And I'm glad. It's really cool but Creed's one of those bands that got a lot of backlash.
Oh, totally.
They were, they were getting the backlash before Nickelback, I think, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it was because of Scott Stapp, but whatever.
Okay, but it seems like we're over that now, and I don't know what about him, whether it's the way he sings or something else, but or something he said back in the day that would cause a backlash. But they had a ton of album sales. Well, they had about 3 records that were multi-platinum, weren't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the thing was, once Creed went their separate ways, I mean, they really didn't go their separate ways. Only one did, and that was Stapp. And everybody else basically created Alter Bridge.
Think about that. Alter Bridge just did a big tour.
Yeah.
And, it's almost like you don't get a break. All right, guys, we're shifting gears. It's like at the factory. We're shifting gears from Orville Redenbacher popcorn to Pop Secret.
Jiffy Pop.
Popcorn. Yep, Jiffy Pop. Flip the switch. Here we go.
And look at Mark Tremonti. I mean, it's not just Creed. It's not just Alter Bridge. It's
so busy.
So busy.
Well, his Sinatra stuff.
He just put out a Christmas album.
He's well, and I'm sure he'll do a Tremonti record, with his solo band at some point.
Right. And just for the record,
these
I am
guys
no longer a bachelor. I repeat, I am no longer a bachelor officially.
finally.
Yeah. Came home.
Well, Kathy said poor Nickelback, and I agree to a point, but I think the backlash is kind of waning.
Oh, it
like I
totally
told you, that concert I went to over the summer was just jam packed, and from what I hear, reports were like that all through, the Midwest at least.
Yeah, it's what in the. Do I hear a cat or a door?
What the hell? Why is there a cat in here?
Dude, I want to see it.
Bring it over.
What in the holy freaking freak is that?
Meet Bean Sheeran.
What?
What?
Sheeran.
Bean Sheeran.
Yes. Bean Wenneberg Sheeran.
I think it's also called husky food.
I think it's also called Chinese food.
Don't say that. I like Chinese food.
Take that to our local Chinese restaurant and dump it off.
The cat disagrees.
I think so.
Hey, you know what? Put it in the pool. I'm sure your skimmer will catch it.
You're awful. How you guys want to marry? I don't know.
Well, his bachelor days are over.
So. Yep, that's right.
Well, there, since we've been interrupted by a cat.
Wow. I thought maybe it was your door creaking open.
No, not my cat. This is for a friend of my daughter's.
Is it though?
It is. I am highly allergic. I can't have another cat.
Oh, you're going to start like going into hives and sneezing in a couple minutes?
I will plug up. It'll be bad.
This is going to be awesome. I want to jump back into the whole Creed thing. 40 dates are on books for 2024, and they are having a rotating cast of support acts that include Finger 11, Big Wreck, Tonic, Switchfoot, Daughtry, who just released a new single within the past week or two, I believe, which is actually pretty good. And one of my all-time favorites, which I'm pretty excited about, Three Doors Down.
Right. See, that would be a lot of fun, and that it's going to be something different too, because you and I have seen a lot of these older bands that we like, that we grew up on. These are the bands that were big when we were, in our 20s.
Oh yeah.
And that's also really nostalgic. I love Three Doors Down.
Exactly.
The thing is, Finger 11, though, I don't know anything other than Paralyzed, so they're just going to play that.
Different versions. You'll have the orchestra version, the acoustic version, the live version, studio version, and then the Missy Elliott version.
Or the HD DJ guy.
Yeah. You'll have those versions. Exactly. That tour kicks off July 17th in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Or is it Wisconsin?
If you could get to a show with Daughtry, Three Doors Down, and Creed, that would be so good.
Yeah.
Gosh, that would be good.
It runs through September. So July to September, and it ends at the Hard Rock Live in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I don't know where everybody's at. Kathy, is Kathy anywhere near Darien Lake?
I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't ring a bell. Kathy would have to tell us if she's heard of it.
They're near us in Indianapolis, August 10th.
Right, and I looked into tickets.
Which brings us to the whole ticket price thing.
Right. So when I initially looked into tickets, it was in the pre-sale.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what they were running, because I had some response from the family about wanting maybe to go.
Sure.
The pavilion seats were more than reasonable. I mean, they were expensive, but I could swing it. I could get into it about $120, I think. It's still expensive, but you're in the pavilion, you're up close, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Didn't get them then, but because I wanted to wait. Don't ever wait. I check back after the pre-sale, and then I click on these seats, and now they are $250, $300 seats because they are secondary robot seats.
What?
Yes. People get into the pre-sale, and the bots buy them up, and now they are uber expensive.
That's even going through the master of tickets?
Yes, that is on Ticketmaster. These are verified resale tickets, meaning
What
they are secondary market.
what about what's the other ticket thing? Live
Kathy
Nation.
says 2 hours away.
Okay, check Live Nation.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to
Live
give
Nation.
options here.
There are no other options.
Damn it.
Your options are Live Nation or Ticketmaster, which are the one and the same, or then these other various StubHubs and their generational ilk that come along. The lawn seats were $55 because they're not, eating them up. They're eating up the good seats. But $250, $260, So no, we won't be doing that.
Yeah,
And
I understand.
if you're not prepared and you don't have the money right then remember, this is no cat.
Hell no.
I get a cat.
I get a kiss.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, this concert's not until August.
Right.
So my thinking is we've got plenty of time to get tickets. No, they are all gone. They're eating up in that secondary market. It's terrible.
You had to say something.
What did I say? Aw, what is that? Is that the Chihuahua?
That's the Chichihua.
Uh,
Yeah, it can leave now.
I've
I
got
liked it better when I was a bachelor for the last 15 hours.
I've got a Chihuahua you can have,
No.
and I mean an actual
take
dog.
that.
That's not a double entendre.
I will take it with mine and take it off to the Chinese restaurant because, yeah. So, oh, no, the Chichihua goes to the Mexican restaurant. Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. So, Creed, it's going to be such a good show. I still want to go. But yeah, I don't want to do those prices.
I just want to reward myself in my old age for working so hard, and I can afford these tickets finally.
Right.
And then when I get to that point, I still get priced out. I still get priced out.
Well, yeah, because as soon as you go, you're also going to have to pay for parking.
Depending on where you go, yeah. You have to pay for parking.
I mean, you can get their package deals, but whatever. And then as we get older, we may want to get the VIP room.
Right. There's all these little perks that we can kind of swing now. We can afford them now.
Yeah.
And, and then some bastard with a computer has to come along and ruin my day.
Exactly. Assholes.
So I really wish there was a way to, I don't know, something. I don't want to legislate anything. I don't like government overreach like that. But man, there ought to be a law.
Yeah, ought to be a law. It should be a song. It should be against the law.
Right, or breaking the law.
Yeah, or law stuff. Speaking of law stuff, we didn't talk about this last week.
Nope.
Mick Mars finally has released at least the first track off of his upcoming solo album entitled The Other Side of Mars, which I really like the title of that. It's kind of like the Dark Side of the Moon.
Cool title.
Yeah. The single is Loyal to the Lie. I had to listen to it a couple times, probably 2 or 3 times to really get into it. But once I've listened to it and shut everything else out, yeah, I like it.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
And for this to be the first one released, I cannot wait for the other stuff to come out.
Right, because he's been working on this for minimum 10 years.
Yeah, at
Right.
least.
Yeah, and I think at one time we were even wondering if it was going to happen. I think Axl Rose was his production assistant or something on this because, Chinese
Yeah,
democracy about 20 years, didn't it?
pretty much. Exactly. The album actually gets released on February 23rd, and on Mick Mars' official website, you can get a pre-order done with that.
Kathy says that this is an amazing song and this is going to blow Motley out of the water, and I think so.
Absolutely. There's so much animosity right now towards the crew that everybody's just going to jump on this. It could honestly, it could suck. It could be horrible, and I
I don't
think
think it
they'll
will.
jump on it.
I think it'll be really good. And here's the thing: Crew has talked about putting out a record. They're working on something, I think.
Right.
And but the last handful of records they've put out, do you even remember much about them? Because they're not memorable.
I remember some of the songs like New Tattoo. I remember that one. And I wasn't saying that Mix is going to suck. I said it could suck.
It could.
Yeah, it could
Yes.
absolutely suck, and everybody's still going to jump on it because of the animosity they have right now towards Motley Crue.
Right. There's a long, long line of people waiting to, pat Mick on the back.
Yeah.
For his lawsuit and all this other things, But yeah, it could be horrible and it wouldn't matter. But I don't think it will be.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I've not been impressed with too much Motley has done in a while. So maybe this will step their game up. Maybe we'll all win.
It could be. After Generation Swine, they
Saints of
only
Los Angeles.
released 2 more studio albums, and that was New Tattoo and Saints of Los Angeles. I enjoyed Saints of Los Angeles.
That song is pretty good, and there's a few others on there. When did that come out?
That was ready for this 2008.
Been a while.
Yeah. I mean, and The End, Live in Los Angeles, was the last live album they put out, and that was in 2016.
And then they had Red, White, and Crew, right? That was a compilation.
Yep. They've put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've done 8 compilation records, Red, White, and Crew, and then they did Greatest Hits, and then they did the Dirt soundtrack, of course.
Right.
But yeah.
They on and the thing is, new music is hit and miss anyway.
Sure.
This is exciting for Mick because it's the first thing Mick's done on his own, and it's been bubbling around for so long that we're all waiting to hear it, to even if it would come out.
Right.
I don't. The excitement would be for a Crew record other than John 5 will be on it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here. How many other bands have lost a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist? They come out with another album and it's awesome.
Right.
I don't think that an album just with John 5, who is a very good guitar player,
he's excellent.
He's awesome. It could be good. My worry isn't about his playing. My worrying is how they're going to do the vocals. Because Vince Neil is even worse than John Bon Jovi.
Again, in the studio.
I know.
You can do whatever you want. They'll work that out. We'll probably love it. It'll sound great. Listen to, and not that he's bad at all, but listen to Brian Johnson on the last handful of AC/DC records.
Sure.
Like, he sounds like a new man on at least the last 2. He sounds great. So, yeah, they'll be fine in the studio, I think.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff on that. I can't wait for the rest of it. Hopefully.
Did we ever find out who was saying on that?
Let me see if I can see it real quick. I don't see it. They talk about Paul Taylor introduced the guitars. Powerhouse vocalist Jacob Bunton. Jacob came into the studio and it was like bam, and I just said, yeah, he's the guy, and most of his vocals were on one take. So whoever Jacob Bunton is, if he's the one doing all of the vocals.
Right, and Paul Taylor's been helping write and produce this record.
Yeah.
See, that's huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'll help the whole process. The whole thing will be good because this guy's involved. Because sometimes, you need someone to motivate you. Mick may be sitting around wanting to do something, but if no one's kicking him in the ass, having him do it.
Well, that, and I wonder how much legality issues there were because of the whole Motley Crue thing. Remember Jason Newsted, Metallica, he wanted to do something on his own and they didn't want that. And maybe they had something in contracts where they couldn't. I don't know. I just did something real quick and looked up Jacob Bunton. He's an Emmy Award-winning songwriter and multi-instrumentalist. LA Guns.
Okay.
Hollywood Vampires. Or I'm sorry, LA Guns. What else do I have here? I'm very intrigued by this now because I've probably heard him sing before and just had no clue who he was.
Say he was singing in LA Guns.
Right.
Yeah, they went through a couple of vocalists, and he may have been one of them.
Because Ralph Sands was one of them, from Steel Panther.
So yeah, and you said multi-instrumentalist.
His credits
that right there.
Yeah, his credits include Mariah Carey, Steven Tyler, Smokey Robinson, Akon, Pop Evil, The Doors, and many more. In addition, he is also the vocalist for former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler's rock band Adler and Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars' solo project. So there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, so he's got a young, fresh voice in there, with that's got a background in not only rock but pop and some other things. So I think that's going to really make this sound great.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I was concerned that Mick was going to do the vocals, and I've never heard Mick sing, so
yeah,
that's why I want to know. I think there's some collaborations on here too with other people. I think a lot of people have jumped in to help out with this too. It says Korn singer Brian Gamboa contributed lead vocals to 2 songs.
That's not Korn's lead singer.
Well, I'm reading this.
I think the drummer from Korn played on it.
Yeah. It says Ray Luzier, bassist Chris Collier, and singer Brian Gamboa contributed lead vocals to 2 tracks.
I think they missed a comma.
I think they did too. So it's not just Jacob Bunton singing, but there's a handful of people collaborating, which is good.
Well, Kathy, have you heard anything about? Excuse me. Have you heard anything about getting the opportunity to get this album? I'll give her a second to reply to that because I know that again on Mick Mars' official site you can get the vinyl, you can get the CD, signed and unsigned. And really think about that. Would that not be a pretty cool thing? Oh, it already have a pre-order up. You know what? You're right. Because I remember seeing that now that you mentioned it.
Yep, she's already got the pre-order up, vinyl or CD. So,
yep.
When does it come out? February 3rd. That's interesting that we're so far out too, and that's how they do these things now. We'll get dribbled a single here and a single here and a single here until February.
Yeah.
It's so strange how they do this anymore. It seems so far off.
Exactly.
But hopefully the interest keeps building because I want it to do well.
Yeah, so do I. I want it to do extremely well. I want it to do weller. I want it to do better than anything the crew's done in a while. That would be fantastic. Vinyl's 25, the CD is 19, according to Kathy. If you guys go visit her at Music and More Records, she can hook you up if she still has any available. because that would be awesome. Extremely awesome. I think this is going to be a good one to own.
Right. I think it would be really, really cool.
CD or the vinyl, for that matter.
Oh, so she's going to have plenty of them. Kathy says
Good.
she's ordered quite a few. So the anticipation is then, at least in some markets, is that it's going to do well enough to, have some faith in it and invest in it and, put it out there. Of course, Kathy's audience leans metal. Her customer base leans metal, so she knows what they want.
Oh, exactly. I ordered a lot, but will reduce orders if less interest when the time comes. I think it'll pick up. I really do. If you've not got quite a few already putting in wanting it, I think it'll jump up. I really do.
You got till February.
Yeah. And Christmas is coming up. So
here's your pre-order.
Yeah. Here, I've got you this for Christmas.
We haven't talked about Bruce Dickinson to star in the ABBA tribute band
horror
movie.
And I think that is almost a perfect story to end this. And you brought this to my attention, so this one is all yours. I will save my comments till you're done.
Well, let me pull it. This is per Loudwire, if the internet lets me pull it up.
Oh,
Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden is to star in ABBA tribute band horror movie. So this is this is called Bjorn of the Dead, BJORN, Bjorn.
Bjorn.
A new horror movie about an ABBA tribute band that finds itself trapped in a nightclub at the dawn of the apocalypse alongside a slew of other tribute bands. This is the real thing. This is per Deadline. Dickinson will play Abatar, the lead singer. He will play Abatar, that's the tribute band, lead singer Bjorn, who cranks out tunes from the Swedish pop legends alongside his bandmates Benny, Annie Frid, and Agnetha on the weekends. The band considers calling it quits as the gig becomes increasingly dismal, but they change their tune when Benny Lee learns of a battle of the bands for tribute acts at the 90 Dimey. All this is missing is Will Ferrell. All this is missing is Will Ferrell. What was that movie he was in? That was where ABBA was like gods.
Oh, the ice skating movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Matter of fact, I was at Kathy's when I saw it. We sat and watched it. I don't know if they're going to get cut off one by one at the Battle of the Bands. They're going to get killed, but it sounds cool. It's going to have several rock and metal. It's going to have a bunch of cameos, though.
By who?
Well, I don't know yet.
ABBA?
It doesn't say. I hope ABBA shows up.
They probably will.
As a tribute band to ABBA. You don't think this sounds campy as hell and great?
This sounds as good as Kiss in the Phantom of the Amusement Park.
Right. We talked about that prior to the show. Our memories of that classic.
Yeah.
And it was a classic.
It was. If you've not watched it, then please go see it.
I've watched it maybe twice. Just because I think as a Kiss fan, you're required.
Yes.
You're right, Kathy. It would be great to have Will Ferrell in it. I think he'd be perfect. I mean, This is his thing. Bruce Dickinson could be in it alongside Will. Will's the bass player in this tribute band. I don't know. Do they have a bass player in an ABBA tribute band? What's an ABBA tribute band?
I have no idea.
Because you have to have two girls. So.
I don't know. I don't know. All right. Kathy, thanks for joining us. Everybody that was in the chat, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Of course, Music and More Records for all of your vinyl and CD needs, or guitar strings. Actually, I don't know if you have guitar strings. But get with Kathy if you need something as you are getting ready to make your soups for the summer. I guess the winter. I'm thinking summer because it was still 75 degrees today.
It was 75 degrees today. That's why
Yeah.
I'm out working on the pool, waiting to jump in the pool.
Exactly. But anyway, if you're working on that stuff and you need some spices, Bad Company Barbecue, they got you lined up.
I used Sicilian Sun this weekend.
Oh.
Yes, I used it in my spaghetti sauce. It was great.
It is. I have done the same thing. It's awesome. Bad Company Barbecue for all your spicy needs for your soups or your deviled eggs or whatever you're cooking this winter. Get with Kathy. We'll be back next Tuesday because it's what we do. We're trying to line up a few more guests here in the next few weeks. So we'll see what happens. Until then, just wait. Bye.